Hi friends! This week we're going to be learning about probability and we're going to be doing different experiments. So while we're doing experiments, we need help keeping track of the things that we're counting, because if we lose track, we have to start all over again and that would be silly. So we have to find ways to write down the numbers as we're counting. And tally marks is a great way to do that. So every time something happens, we put a little tick down on our paper so that we can go back and count it again. So we don't have to always be keeping track of the number and we can just keep doing the activity. Now when we use tally marks, we like to put them in groups of 5. Remember when we were learning how to skip count? It made counting so much faster and easier when they were in groups of the same size. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4 tally marks, and 5 closes the door. We use the 5th one to cross off the other 4, so we know that it makes a group of 5. So if we look at our page here, I have 5, 5, 5, and 5. 4 groups of 5. Let's skip count together. 5, 10, 15, 20. So there's 20 tally marks on this paper. But if I didn't group them in groups of 5, this is what it looks like. And this works also, but it makes it a little bit harder to count because we have to go back and count each tally mark. And that's okay while we're still learning, but we want to try to group them in 5s as best as we can. So we would have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Also 20 tally marks, but it just takes a little bit longer to count. So we want to try to group them in 5s. Remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5 closes the door. And you can see Miss Previtt uses her crossing tally mark sometimes in different directions, and that's okay as long as we know that it's a group of 5. So I'm going to show you our activity today and teach you how to use tally marks and remember to group them in 5s. Good luck! So we're going to use our tally marks to help us count. So I'm going to count this pile of chips that I have over here, and I'm going to record my tally marks, which are just my straight lines on my paper as I'm counting. Now remember, we want to slide our chips out of the way so that we know that we've counted it. So every time I slide a chip, I'm going to put 1 tally mark, which is a tall stick, on my page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So all my tally marks are here on my paper, so that if I lost track when I was counting, I can go back and count my tally marks, my lines. But this just looks like a lot of lines on our paper and it can get very confusing. So we don't want to record tally marks like that. We want to record them in a special way where we group them together in groups of 5. So I'm going to count my chips again and I'm going to show you what I mean. So every time I get to the number 5, I'm going to cross off my tally marks. Let me show you. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5 is going to shut the door. So now I have counted 5 groups of chips and I've recorded 5 tally marks on my paper to help me keep track when I count, and it's really easy to see that's a group of 5. And I'm going to start counting again. 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, this is going to make another group of 5 when I get to my 10, so that shuts the door. So now I can easily see that I've counted 10 chips so far because I have 5 here and I have another 5 here, and we know 5 and 5 makes 10. And then I have one more, and that one gets to be all by itself because it's not in a group of 5 yet, so we wouldn't cross it off. So that's how we record tally marks in groups of 5 so our tally sticks don't get confusing on our paper. Let's try it with our experiment. For today's experiment, we're going to use our recording paper. And I'm going to need my recording paper, and I'm going to need 1 coin. It can be any coin that you want to use. Miss Preva put out all the coins that we can use. She has a quarter, nickel, loonie, toonie, dime, and a penny. And we're going to flip our coin, and we're going to choose how many times we want to flip it. Miss Preva's going to pick a nice big number because she really wants to practice her tally marks. So she's going to pick 20 times, and she's going to write it in the box. That's how many times she's going to flip her coin. And if I flip a heads, I'm going to record a tally mark on this side of the paper. And the head of the coin is where we have the queen's head. So if it comes up on this side, we have to put it in the heads pile. If it comes up on our tail side, we're going to have to put a tally mark on this side. Now the tail side is the side with the other pictures. So maybe it's the moose, or the loon, or the schooner, or the polar bear, or the beaver, or the maple leaf. Whatever it is on your coin, that is the picture, not the queen's head. That's the tail side. So I'm going to get rid of all my extra coins, and I'm going to pick to use my loonie for my coin flipping experiment. So I'm going to flip the coin, and I'm going to put a tally mark where I need to. So let's get started. So that's a head. So I put 1 tally mark on this side, and I keep flipping. That's the picture, so that means it's on the tail side. So I'm going to put it over there, and I can see I flipped my coin 2 times already. I can easily count my tally marks, and I need to get to 20, so I'm going to keep going. That's another head. Another one. Ooh. That's a tail, because that's the picture on the coin. And if I wanted to check, I can always count my tally marks. That's why they're so great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So far, I've only flipped the coin 5 times, and I need to get to 20. That's another head. Rolled away. That's a tail because it's the picture. Another tail because it's the picture. And another tail. Now you can see I don't just want to put a line over here because I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And my number 5 will shut the door. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tally marks over here. And they're in a nice group together so it's easy to count. So I'm going to keep going. That's a head. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. And number 5 will shut the door. So I can see I've already flipped my coin 10 times. But I need to go all the way to 20, so I'm going to keep flipping. But I'm not going to show you. I want you to do it on your own. But I'm going to show you at the end what you're going to have to do. So when you're all finished flipping your coin, you're going to fill in the number of how many times you flipped it on the head side and how many times you flipped it on the tail side. So I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know I flipped it 5 times. And on this side, I flipped it 5 times too. And I don't even have to count my tallies because I know when I've shut the door by crossing off the 4 with my 5th one, I already know that's 5. So it makes it really fast with our counting. Good luck on your experiment.